Hello, comrades. Welcome back to Workers and Resources, Soviet Republic. My name, of course, is Potato. Okay, we are picking up pretty much exactly where we left off. Holy cow, this is a gorgeous, gorgeous dam, and we're gonna get this linked up to the grid. Lickety split el pronto. It's gonna be done immediately, and hopefully we should be able to capitalize on all of the power that we're gonna get from said dam very, very, very shortly indeed. I do wonder. Yeah, we're probably gonna have to link it up to the network in a slightly different way than we've linked the bitumen power plant. But for now, I think that we should turn that pretty much off forever, for good, so to speak. Yeah, and then I think we'll throw in one of these big things right here, and we'll build with dollary dues, and then we'll just link it up like so. We do also need to try and consider the fact that we will need to deliver some people. Hold on, is this gonna work? Yeah, this is gonna work, no issues whatsoever. We do need to consider that we're gonna get people to work out here. That's something that we need to factor into our calculations, but it shouldn't necessarily be too difficult to do as long as we're able to continue to supply people to the bus platform. Then we should be able to supply people to the hydropower plant. Yeah, should be just fine. In fact, I tell you what we should do. We should build an express lane down this way, right to here, so that the buses will be able to deliver people to the plant at a slightly faster pace. That seems like a pretty reasonable thing to do. There we go. Yeah, excellent. And we'll have that all built. I might want to real quick do something like this, just to ensure that we can get bus deliveries in whilst we're waiting for all of that to occur, but that's just fine. Okay, I'm gonna buy some new buses for the first time in what feels like forever. Holy cow, it's been a while since I've bought some new buses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 buses. It's probably slightly overkill, but I'd rather have a consistent delivery of people and a consistent delivery of workers rather than have to worry about whether our buses are numerous enough. Okay, so I think that we have line spacing on, if I'm not mistaken. Let's activate cheat mode and just have a little look. Action with objects, no. General, debug. Yeah, line spacing. Oh, actually, we can see that there's the epidemic level event that's on right now, which is kind of fun, I guess. Yeah, so we'll turn line spacing on. And that might make this just a little bit more easy to deal with. Yeah, I don't know when line spacing will actually take effect, but hey ho, we'll see if it ends up working. Right, so 6 buses on this route. We're gonna be able to get the hydropower up and running, hopefully very, very shortly indeed. Let's have a little classic orbital potato appraisal of the financial situation, shall we? Rubles. 16 million outstanding. Oh boy. Dollars, 17 million outstanding. Actually, that's not too bad. 7.2% rate of interest on dollars. 6.9% rate of interest on rubles. We're going to be paying back a lot of cheap loans, though, soon. Like, we got a lot of cheap loans to repay. Which is very, very exciting indeed. Yeah. I mean, on the whole, I don't think that I can be too displeased. Thank you, as ever, to the fantastic comments that were coming in on the last video. A couple of suggestions that I'd sort of like to recap. First and foremost, I think there was general sort of satisfaction with what I did over here with regards to importing processed coal. At least for now, it's a good sort of short-term alternative to to building a massive track all the way to Kolovskaysky. Because boy, oh boy, oh boy, if you thought this was expensive, just wait until you see that. Especially if it's electrified. Anyway, we're now getting to the point where we just have so much freaking steel that we're gonna need to do something with it. And of course, the suggestion that was on everyone's minds, I think, is, Potato, why don't you export that steel? And to be honest, I don't think that there is a good reason as to why I shouldn't export that steel. In fact, it would be a really, really great way to make a little bit of extra money if we were to drive it to the Soviet border. Although I'm now realizing that there are no Soviet border train stations within rail distance. So, I mean, we could always drive the steel. We could always drive the steel to the border, but holy cow, that's gonna take a while. Yeah, we're not even moving. We're not even moving freaking steel down to the border house, dude. Man, that's taken ages. Also, where the heck is our power? Our power, please. It's gone. It's gone out. We've run out of workers yet again. I am consistently amazed at how unbelievably unreliable all of the transport options that I've thrown into Kolovskoye have been. It's just a disaster. It's just a disaster at how unbelievably unreliable they are. Also, this construction is going real well, apparently. I haven't looked at it for a good long time, but you know, we're making progress. We're making progress on the construction of the brand new neighborhood, which is going to be free from all of the pollution. Crazily enough, though, it's not pollution in Kolovskoye that's presenting the biggest problem. The biggest problem to do with pollution is in Krudenovsky. Okay, so in Krudenovsky, there's a couple of things to consider. First and foremost, there was a suggestion in the comments about shutting down the small refineries and instead just directing all of the people to work at the Krudenovsky big oil refinery. And that may indeed reduce pollution. I'm not sure if it will, but I don't think that it's going to hurt to test. The only problem with doing this is that I'm not sure that everyone has access to the big refinery. I'm looking at it now. There is this one building that doesn't have access, although it's also completely empty, so I'm not really entirely sure if it's going to make much of a difference. Again, you know, we need to consider what we're going to do in Krudenovsky, because this is not a sustainable solution. Who'd have thunk it? You know, destroying your population with pollution is not a sustainable way to live, and it's pretty toxic for the environment, and it's almost certain to end up you know, coming back to bite you in the bahuki in the long run. Let's get a pollution monitoring station down so that I can actually see where the pollution spreads. Pretty much everywhere. Yeah. Pretty much everywhere. Every single high density area is covered with a red spot. I mean, we have turned off the 3 oil refineries, but yeah, I'm not really convinced that that's going to make too much of a difference. I think what we need to do, truth be told, is we need a comprehensive overhaul. We need a comprehensive overhaul of the town of Krudenovsky. And by comprehensive overhaul, I mean maybe abandon Krudenovsky a little bit. And what I mean by abandon Krudenovsky is, I mean, let's just destroy all of this central area, create a massive train station, and then let's just found a brand new neighborhood, like, in fact, a brand new town, just like on the very outskirts. In fact, you know what, we could even make it like a nice water town. How nice would that be? That would be really, really sick if we could basically just up and move the entire town to here. And I think that that's probably what we're going to be doing. It's probably not what we're going to do quite yet, but we will undoubtedly do that. Okay, how's our road looking? Our road's looking good. How is our hydropower plant looking? It's looking very good, in fact. Very, very nice. Very, very cool. So that's looking great. Presumably, we're not going to be exporting any power at this moment in time. Honestly, completely expected, but that's exactly what we planned for. So next thing that I want to do is I want to yoink a high voltage switch in here, and we want to connect up this. What the heckity heck is that? That is a disaster of a pylon, if ever I saw it. There we go. One additional pylon, I think, is about what we require here. Anyway, if we do something like this, fund it with dollars, of course, because that's all that we have, then this is going to allow us to export... There we go. To be able to export power, and we're going to be able to export power to the border. Probably not to the degree of what we used to be able to do. We're going to have to scale it back a little bit. I mean, the maximum power production of this is 900 and something megawatts. So I think we'll scale it back to something like, I don't know, We'll scale it back to probably round about 7 or 8, if at all possible. And then all of the excess can head into the grid from there. We still may have power shortages, so I'm going to have to keep a little bit of a close eye on this. Yeah, we want to make sure that things... We want to make sure that things don't go too crazy here. Yeah, okay, 9 megawatts, that seems reasonable. That seems reasonable. We'll leave that there for now. It's just going to give us a little bit of extra cash, and it's going to help us repay our ruble loans, which... Oh boy, we seem to need. I don't know why, but we're going more and more into ruble debt. But that's okay. That's okay. Let's take out a little loan. This is very much a bridging loan. Okay, very much a bridging loan. You know how you know it's a bridging loan? It's because it's gonna be very short lived. 1 million rubles to repay. Look, we don't even need to worry about that. It's going to reduce the amount of rubles that we have overdue. Look, we're going to be able to clear up all of these loans, like super duper quickly. Mark my words. Look at this. We got 3 days left on this loan, 72 days left. That's like 2 months. 82 days. That's you know, it's 2 months. We're close to paying off loans here. We're very close. And the sooner that happens, the better, as far as I'm concerned. So, Bitumen power plant is looking grand because that's now been completely turned off, which, you know, I guess you could, from one perspective, consider that a little bit of a waste to build a bitumen power plant so quickly and then immediately stop using it. But at the end of the day, I'm not too worried about that. I'm not too worried about that at all. We've got a coal power plant here, which is looking excellent. We've got loads and loads of steel that we're bringing in to this power plant. I almost want to sell some more steel from this facility. Like, why on earth am I not using more steel? Like, I throughout this entire time I've been chatting, I'm almost convinced that I'm gonna max out. I'm almost convinced that I'm gonna max out the steel production at the steel mill, and that terrifies me. That absolutely terrifies me. How on earth do we get rid of this stuff? How on earth do we get rid of this stuff without spending an absolute arm and a leg? I mean, we have all of these Maz trucks. But I don't even know the best way to go about fixing this, to be honest. I don't even know. I mean, it almost seems like now that we've got the steel mill in place, I'm not really that bothered about the steel that's coming out of here. I know that sounds like absolutely insane, but like it's kind of true. Something that we should consider, first and foremost, future of Turistovsky. Believe it or not, since the start of the game, I've not actually had Turistovsky in my mind as a town that exclusively supplies workers to Disneylandovsk. I was kind of thinking throughout the game that if Turistovsky grows into, you know, a megapolis, which it clearly has grown into, then there is mileage, perhaps, to convert this town of Turistovsky into something a little bit more special and perhaps a little bit more unique, shall we say. The thing that I was specifically thinking of is, that's right, vehicle production line, railway production line, and airplane production line. And in fact, if we could do all three, like over here, that would be pretty exciting. That would be pretty exciting if we could do that. But look, there's no guarantee. There's no guarantee about that yet. In fact, I'm not even convinced that that's a route that I specifically want to go down. But I'm just saying this because we're obviously gonna need to move a whole bunch of steel that we are producing, you know, over here. We're gonna have to move all of that steel somewhere. Man, I almost think that maybe I just buy a train. Maybe I buy a train and then just set up a steel export route, because even if we're exporting to the western border, I don't necessarily think that that's a bad thing. I think that's probably okay. I don't love this either. I kind of feel like we need to do a little bridge here, but you know what? We'll do a track crossing. Okay, so yeah, let's get a route set up between there. Yeah, fine. Something like that. Get rid of that, and then put this in here. Yeah, so something like this, and then we're basically going to rejoin over here. And then we're just going to export this steel, because boy, oh boy, we're going to need a plentiful amount of steel. It's a $41,000 amendment, and to be honest, the bigger expense is going to be the trains, but that's okay. All right, electric locomotive, what do we got? Give me something good. 160 kilometer an hour train. Is this worth it? Is this worth it for 173,000 rubles? Ah, screw it. It is, isn't it? It absolutely is. In for a penny, in for a pound, or as I like to say, in for a kopeck, in for a ruble. Sign me up. Let's export our steel. That's one too many steel wagons. That's okay. All right, so we want to go here. Right, load 100% of anything. In fact, I tell you what, we shouldn't start with this one. We should start with this, because otherwise I don't think that the vehicle is going to be able to get to the start location. We're going to say unload everything, wait until unloaded, unload steel, then come here, and we want to load up here, wait until loaded. Excellent, load 100% of steel, and that's you. Okay, well, you know what? At least we've got some way to deal with our excess steel now. That's the important thing, right? That is the important thing throughout all of this, is that we have a method of getting rid of some of the excess steel that we are going to be producing. And it's not like, you know, it's not like we're doing a bad thing. It's just, I need rubles and I don't need dollars. That's the reality of the situation, unfortunately, you know, is that we are in desperate need of rubles, and we are not in desperate need of dollars. So, if I could find one way to get some, then that would be brilliant. I wonder, actually, hold on. I've just had one of these incredibly orbital potato ideas. Okay, hold on. I think I actually have the greatest money-making scheme in the world. Otherwise known as ARBITRAGE. But here's what I'm gonna try and do. Okay, I'm gonna buy one truck as a proof of concept for this, and if this works, then expect more of this. Okay, so let's grab an open hull truck. We'll buy a Maz as well. 41,000 rubles is nothing to sniff at. Next, we want to go here. We want to load steel, 100% of steel, wait until loaded, and then we want to basically just come right across to this border over here, and we want to unload all of the steel. And with this, I think this is probably a fairly effective way of converting dollars to rubles. Now, there is a little bit of money that we're going to lose in the process here. I mean, for example, if you have a little look at the difference in price. So, for example, we are buying dollars at 863. And we are going to be selling at 538. The sell price is always less than the buy price. So we're going to be losing a little bit of money on this exchange. However, that being said, we are going to be making so much money, so many dollars, and so few rubles that I really think that this is straight up just a great play in order to try and maybe accelerate a little bit of additional dollar income. It would also maybe be good if I could check out the prices and see if there is like something where the buy price isn't altogether different from the sell price. I mean, maybe gravel, for example, but gravel, it's so invaluable. Chemicals, there's a pretty big difference. You know, we'd be losing like $300 a load, but even $300 a ton is not actually that much. It seems like the difference in buy and sell price gets larger and larger and larger the more refined the products actually are. Which is fine, you know? Which is fine. Yeah, fuel, fabric. Yeah, look, I think this is okay. I think this is a plan. This is a strategy. Okay, where did my truck go? Here it is. All right, let's watch it. Let's watch it get in. And let's see if if the game actually allows me to do this. I don't think that there should be any issues. I don't think there should be any issues at all. Right, so obviously we're buying rather a large amount of steel. Fine, completely understandable. No issues there whatsoever. The other issue is, you know, whilst there are still trucks driving between the two customs houses, we are down a substantial amount of money. Like, a lot of our money is on the road. A lot of our money is driving, which is kind of a little bit terrifying. And, you know, until this truck arrives at the Soviet border and sells for 26,000 rubles, we're down dollars. It also seems like this is a large hit that we're going to be taking. It does feel like a pretty large hit that we're taking, but I think that this is worth it. I think that this is worth it. Don't quote me on it, but it feels like it's worth it. It feels like it's worth it. Another thing that we can do in order to bolster ruble income ever so slightly is to do something like this. We can set up like an overflow system. We can set up an overflow system at this end if there is, you know, more than 90% steel. We can, you know, we can take 10% and sell it to the customs house. But I kind of don't want to do that. I kind of don't want to interrupt my construction process. I kind of don't want to add anything too crazy there. Yeah. No, we're out of power. We're out of juice. Say it ain't so. Please say it ain't so. Why on earth are we out of power? Please don't tell me that this is due to. Where are all of our workers, dude? Where the heck are all of our workers? Are they all dying? Is that the problem? Is that the problem? I think that might be the problem. Everybody's busy dying, which is pretty rude, to be honest. Is pretty rude. I did just say that we didn't have any pollution problems in Kolovskaysky. Yeah, that was an abject lie, apparently, as the case may be. But there we go. Anyway, look at that. Rubles are coming in thick and fast, which is brilliant. And at the end of the day, I suspect that we are probably going to see ourselves being profitable in both dollars and rubles at the start of the new month. It's just a matter of time. What the heck is happening? I look away for 2 seconds, expecting the power situation to improve, and it's just an absolute freaking disaster. How many buses do I need to put on this route before the video game starts taking me seriously? It's making me realize that regardless of the situation, we need to, like, seriously increase the pace at which we are moving people from one area to another. Like, this is really, really bad here. Kolovskaysky is in trouble, dude. Kolovskaysky is in trouble. Is there a power cable that I can easily draw across here? Because I wonder if maybe we can get this area up and running, like, immediately. There is no power cable. There is no power cable nearby. There's a coal power plant over there, which is quite happy to supply a rather large amount of power. Right, let's auto build using dollars, because dollars I seem to have plenty of at this moment in time. Right. This is fine. Don't mind me. Don't mind the expenses. There we go. Wonderful. Okay. Power is now sorted. This is an acceleration. This is an acceleration of the original game plan. It's happening a lot sooner than I originally anticipated, but it's fine. Also, this is taking a while. Or this is taking a while to find the right space, but that's fine. Let's get it built. Let's get a double heating pipe in here. There we go. This is really not a complicated build. There we go. Wonderful. Okay. So, that should be the heating sorted, and that should be the electricity sorted. Great. Now I think that we just need to straight up move people across here. Let's finish that construction. Let's finish this construction. We need schools, and we need kindergartens, all of which are quite difficult to do, given the space constraint that I have here, but that's okay. If we can fix pollution in just one of our towns that it is rife in, then I will be a happy chappy. Nada. Okay. There is potential for this to work over here, but the cable of destiny is going to need to be removed. That's right, the cable of destiny. No, you will work. I insist. I insist, video game. You cannot not work. There is... I knew it. I knew it. Let's get it built. How much is that going to cost? $207,000. Holy cow. Yeah, yikes, actually. Big yikes. Big yikes. Okay. The good news is that I have access to all of this space over here in the river, which is free, as long as I have the excavators to move it, which I absolutely do. All right. Keep it coming, keep it coming, keep it coming, keep it coming, keep it coming. Nice. Or you know what? I know that I've expanded that area, but why stop? Why stop there? Let's go big. Let's put it in over here. Let's put the kindergarten in over here. I think that's a lot more reasonable. Okay, we're not gonna auto build that, not quite yet anyway. Let's do something like this and then something like that. And let's get that auto built. Okay. So, I think we'll be ready as soon as the steel train arrives at the border to make the purchase on the kindergarten. That's going to cost another $83,000. And then we're going to get everyone moved across here, and we're going to get it all up and running, hopefully. And we're going to start a pollution-free life, which is very exciting, because it means that I can hopefully get just more freaking people working at the power plant, because that's all that I really want. That's literally all that I really want. How did I run out of dollars here? Okay, stop construction of the school. Stop construction of the school. Is it because I'm doing my stupid arbitrage thing at the border? This is a compelling reason as to why this is probably not a great idea. Look at this. Our power situation is garbage. Okay, here's what I can do in the short term anyway, to try and make up for the fact that the coal power plant is just like super ineffective at actually doing anything. Reduce the amount of electricity that we are exporting to 0, and then that's going to allow more of the hydropower plant's output to be directed towards everywhere else. Are we having power capacity problems? Like, are we straight up not able to... Are we straight up not able to transport enough juice through these cables? I wonder if we're maybe, like, hitting up against the edge of... against the edge of our cable capacity? I really don't think that we are. I straight up think that our problem is this coal power plant is just garbage at having people work there. Yeah, that's not exactly ideal. There was a fire extinguished. It was at an airport terminal. That's a pretty key bit of infrastructure right there, to be honest. Yeah, like nobody is coming to work here. And I'm pretty sure it's because everyone is either dead or dying. Look at that. All of this stuff is empty. This is ridiculous. 1 worker's without a job? Why? 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 Right. Reduce the number of people working in the coal power plants. Well, keep it at like 40, but like reduce it further. Like we do not need... We do not need extra. That's fine. That's fine. That's all good. That's all good. Alright, that's gonna torpedo our dollar repayment schedule, but to be honest, as long as we're able to continue to make that sweet, sweet tourism money, we should be just fine. This is diabolically bad, actually. Yeah, this is actually kind of debilitatingly terrible. I don't even know how we fix this. Yeah, this is legitimately awful. I don't think that we're moving enough power to this transformer here. Here's the way that we fix this. Here's the way that we fix this. This is going to be awful. So cover your eyes if you're not a fan of awful construction. What we do is we straight up build a direct power connection all the way to the power plant. Why is this a sensible thing to do? In fact, you know what? Hold on. We don't do it with the most expensive power cable. We don't do it with the most expensive power cable. We do it with the least expensive power cable. Because look at this. Look at this. We don't need all of that mega wattage. We do it with the least expensive cable. And if we need to upgrade it, then we upgrade it. This is going to be absolutely the right thing to do. Okay, keep it coming. Keep it coming. If we're lucky, this might cost a lot less than a high density cable over the same distance. This looks atrocious. Oh, 71,000 rubles. We're climbing. Okay. Well, we've arrived. Don't quite know how I feel about it. We're going to have to complete this with rubles. 82,000 rubles? Sure. Let's do it. I just need a consistent power connection. I need a consistent power connection. There is no other way. There is no other way to put it. It's just that important. Oh. Yep. No. Is this broken? Am I missing something? What's actually happening here? The power cable is built. As far as I'm aware. Should cover the entire length of the routes. Is that a bug? Am I running into a bug or am I just being an idiot? This is let's play bug or idiot. My camp is, you know, I'm firmly in the camp of idiot. But we're still not getting anywhere near enough voltage here. Also, this is the wrong potato, you idiot. This is the idiot. That's the answer. It's idiot. This is the wrong transformer. The correct transformer to link it up to is this one. Is this one over here, which doesn't really make me much happier because it still proves that we're having an issue somewhere. Yeah. Wow, we need a lot of megawatts to supply this power. Yeah, I think that we're actually straight up just drawing too many kilowatts. And that silly little power cable that I put in is not going to cut it, I'm afraid. Yeah. So we're drawing pretty consistently up to 5 megawatts here. And this power transformer, which is supposedly supplying the power, is just not able to keep up. Alternatively, it might not even be the big power cable that's capping out. It could be the small power cable that's capping out. What does this cap out at? 2.35? Yeah, I think we might have actually just crossed the threshold. So you know that big old line that I just built? Let's leave that plugged in for now. But what we do is we nab a secondary high-low voltage power line, and then we link that up to here. At this point, I am so reliant on this area that we need to do something about this. Also, we're gonna have to take out a cheeky little, you know, super secret, very under the radar bridging loan, dollar bridging loan that is, in order to fix my problems. Right. There we go. Okay, so you know what the issue was? The issue 100% was the fact that our small power cables just were not chunky enough to transport all of the voltage that is required. And in fact, even still, I don't think that they're that chunky. I mean, these small cables do they do 2.35. Also, what the heck? The wattage demand was like way down, and then it spiked for a while, and now it's subsequently gone all the way back down. I have no idea. Either way, video game, as long as I get my steel pickup train. Yeah, this is perfect. As long as I get my steel pickup train into the station before we max out our steel storage, then I will be fine. I will be absolutely fine. This loading capacity, I think, is impacted by... Pretty sure that it's impacted by a local power supply. Yeah, so basically what I'm trying to say is that I think it's slower. I think it's slower without a power supply, which is fine, because I'm gonna do another really, really nasty little hack here. We're gonna throw that in there, and then throw that back in there. Build that with dollars. Build this with dollar dues as well. Build that with dollar dues too. There we go. Okay, so that should speed up the loading and unloading pace, right? Yeah, that looks a little bit better. There is a slight issue with regards to the train length, but you know, don't let that deter you. There's still good stuff happening here. My ruble bridging loan was not enough. Okay, turns out that it was a small bridging loan. The bridging loan was not large enough. Not large enough. But that's okay. Alrighty. How many dollars? $427,000. Good. Good. That's what we like to see. That's excellent. Why on earth is the train delayed over here? The reason that the train is delayed is because Old Potato ain't put in any exit signals. There we go. Old Potato ain't put in any exit signals, which is going to delay things by a little bit, but that's okay. Anyway, look at the sheer amount of steel that we're producing here. The great news is that we are able to get to the border real quick with this electrified line, and real cheaply as well. You got to bear in mind is that we're still producing electricity, and producing electricity is fairly cheap for us on the whole, so the quicker we're able to move stuff around, the better. I think that we're probably ready to start work on the Kolovskaysky kindergarten in order to move people out of harm's way and keep the lights on, literally everywhere. Prefab flats, fire truck was called, cool, that's great. The unsung hero, by the way, of this entire production process has been Aluminov. This entire time, Aluminov has worked away. Look at that. We have everyone in the city is still sitting pretty. Nobody is complaining about the fact that they are not able to work. We got loads of people that are currently on fire at the moment. They're not even complaining. It's very good, all things considered. I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy with how this is all working. It's good. It's good. I don't know if I ordered 314 people to this place initially, but a couple of people don't have a job. But I mean, you know, is that a downside? I feel like that's an upside, right? If you don't have a job, lucky you. Lucky you. Can we access the... irritatingly, we can't access the bus stop from here, but that's not necessarily the end of the world. Let me add a pickup spot. Hold on. We're not full with trucks here. Let's add pickup spot for resources for workers, and then let's get 4 more buses, and that will allow us to pick up workers from the train station as well to help with the construction projects. You know, in Bolshoi Alamon, which is kind of important. And this is looking pretty darn good, to be honest. Pretty darn good. We're working on the bulk storage. We're waiting for concrete. That's fine. Concrete's a bit of a pain in the backside to deal with, but that's okay. All things considered, that is just fine. Okay, loads and loads of dollary dues coming in now, which is wonderful. Very, very happy with that. Let's use those dollary dues, which, you know, I should be, if I was financially responsible, I should be looking to repay all of my loans, but of course, who cares about loans, right? Who cares about loans? Let's not worry about that. Let's not worry about that at all. Instead, let's get buses. Let's get buses to go between the two different bus stops in Kolovskaysky, and then we need to get everyone moved across here basically as soon as we possibly can, so that we can stop the, you know, the massive pollution deaths that seem to be occurring. Also, we're gonna need to get some other facilities in this vicinity, but whatever. We'll do that. We'll do that as and when. We'll do that as and when. Okay, let's get. Oh, first of all, let's check out what's going on over here. Fire in Disneylandovsk. Fire truck was indeed called. It's en route. That's wonderful. 300 tourists. Oh man, you love to see it. That's good stuff. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. We're building this road with speed, with proper speed. Also, you know what we should consider? We should consider another freaking hydro power plant here, right? I feel like that's exactly what we should consider. I wonder, how possible is it for me to just completely bring down the land here? Probably need to do it with proper bulldozers. But I kind of think that maybe we should just stack up our hydropower plants in this vicinity. One additional hydropower plant won't hurt anyone, right? Right? Right. I thought not, comrade. I thought not. Okay. Now, are you going to be a good power plant and fit in that space that I have just given you? Very no. Very much no. Very much no. But that's kind of to be anticipated. We can, you know, focus group this a little bit. Yeah, we can work on this. We can work on this a little. There we go. Move this back. All right, that's got to be perfect. I tell you what, it's not actually bloomin' far off, is it? It's not actually far off perfect. The only issue is that we need a slightly flatter endpoint. And then we're pretty much there. And part of the reason that I would like to build this hydro power plant right now, so soon after the last one, is because I've got the resources, right? I have the steel. Let's freaking build. Like, let's build like we've never built before. And this is the best place in the entire map to do the building. Right? Like, this is the place. Oh, yes, there we go. This is the best place to do the building on the map, I'm telling you, because there are so many construction offices nearby that are quite happy to do the constructing. Well, I say quite happy. They will do the constructing. Really? It's so close. There's like a micrometer. Oh, boy. Okay. No. Oh, I thought we had a point there, but it was just the game. It was just the game auto-saving. What a tease. What a tease. What a tease. I mean, like, oh, come on, video game. It was yellow. It was yellow. It was yellow. Okay, do something like that. See if that makes a difference. It's a little bit easier to manage at the other end. And then try this. No, 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 no. Not average. From center. Who uses? Please answer in the comments. Are you somebody that uses terrain average? I think that I use terrain average, like, the most rarely of all of the terrain modification items. Like, it's just so garbage in comparison, right? Leveling terrain from center is where it's freaking at. This is just a recipe for freaking disaster. I have no idea why I'm struggling so hard to place down this... this freaking dam, dude. There we go. Keep going down. Keep going down. Move this across. There we go. I mean, Yeah, sure, it's not making much of an impact, but that's fine, I guess. Yeah, there we go. Okay, try that now. Try that. Please, no more. Please, no more. I have no idea what more can be done here. I've pretty much straightened out the edge as much as I possibly can. Maybe that'll make the difference. No, it's just a disaster. It's just a disaster. It's not working. It's not working. It's not working. I mean, I can flatten this for days, but I am getting the distinct feeling that the video game doesn't want me to place this secondary hydropower plant down. Oh, I get a distinctly different impression. Okay, build that. Does that connect up? Oh, no. That's an illegal maneuver. That's an illegal maneuver. But that's a legal maneuver. All right, that is the most squint. That is the most squint hydropower plant that I have ever seen. However, am I going to touch it? You bet your bottom dollar I ain't going to touch that a millimeter. That's not moving. We are connected. We are officially good to go on hydropower plant numero dos. And to be honest, never have I been more grateful to place down a freaking building in all my days. Well, that is brilliant. Okay. So that's going to mobilize pretty much all of the trucks, which is great. We've got our road, which is almost done over here. That's looking good. That's looking real spicy. The large coal power plant, there's one worker building the whole darn thing. Hate to see that, because everyone else in the town has died. Building is without a power supply. Oh, yes. Yes, that's my bad, actually, because I destroyed a cable like 20 minutes ago, didn't I? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that one's... you know what? This is one of the rare occasions where I will confess my guilt. I admit that one's on me. I admit that one's on me. There we go. Now we can get back to building the prefab panels. To be honest, nobody cares about prefab panels anyway. They're so irrelevant and absolutely not used for any important construction ever that I don't understand why anyone would ever be concerned about the fact that we hadn't been producing them for such a darn long time. Yep, no sarcasm there. Nope, all good here. Nothing to worry about. It's all fine. It's all fine. Right. Okay. Let me find a vehicle workshop here. Alright, give me as many of these vehicles as we can actually afford. Okay, so we need to do two things. First and foremost, here to here, we can take just workers. Okay, just workers. Set off, zoom in, copy, and paste. Right, set off. Right? Next 4. In fact, no, I'm actually going to only devote 2 buses to this. Let's send out 2 more to do that route. I'm actually going to devote 2 buses solely to passengers and people that want to go and visit the town. In fact, you know, we can put everyone in there, actually. Sure, and that's going to be the Kolovsky passenger shuttle bus for 82 passengers, and that should allow us, theoretically, to move everyone into the town for their hospital appointments, to go and get food if they need to, or any of that nonsense. There's no goods to sell, but there shouldn't be any people living here. And yet there are. Interesting. Interesting conundrum. Interesting conundrum indeed. We're going to buy goods with rubles. There we go. Buy goods with rubles. And I think we should be fine. Let's wait until the buses actually arrive, and then we'll just move people across wholesale. Yeah. Okay. I think that delivering people to this bus stop is fine. The only issue is the secondary... Yeah, the only issue actually is the secondary facility over here. And in order to fix that, we're only going to have to upgrade this road here. If we upgrade this road to a proper asphalt road that will allow people to walk faster down, then we will fix, hopefully, there we go, as the video game lags a little bit, we will fix the walking distance and therefore, yep, make this a totally walkable endeavor. And so as soon as we start to see buses arrive over here, we are going to immediately get, let's get this upgraded. I'm not going to build that with dollars. I am going to build that myself. There we go. Queue that up for construction. And let's let the construction office do the job. Let's let the construction office do the job. This is tremendously exciting. Okay. Let's now relocate pretty much everyone. To be honest, hold up. I should move people that are closest to... I should move people that are closest to the pollution epicenter. Yeah, so everyone living in this 21-story prefab flat. Average lifespan, 49 years young. Wow. That's kind of crazy, actually. And then this one is 50. 50 flat. Holy cow. Well, there we go. That's the two closest flats moved. Let's move these people in the old city houses as well. I mean, all of the piddly little houses, I mean, I'm pretty sure they're all empty anyway, but whatever. Let's continue moving everyone else out of town. I'm going to need to get more facilities out here, by the way. I'm certainly going to need to get, like, a cinema, maybe a doctor's surgery, something like that. You know, maybe a clinic, small clinic. Man, there's actually so few people. There's actually so freaking few people. We'll move this big house as well. Pretty much every single big house should now have been moved, right? Yeah, there are like a couple of little houses, but to be honest, I don't really think that any of them are really sustaining very large populations. Building is now power supply. Shouldn't be. Categorically should not be. Of course, unless the entire video game decides on a whim to just not produce power, then that's cool too, I guess. Alright. Building is continuing to be without power supply, but that's fine. Alright. How's this looking? Wait. You should be moving... Wait, hold up. Where's my passenger buses? Were you my passenger bus? Kolovskaysky bus stop number 2. No, we have some buses that are arriving soon that will be dealing with that. Either way, we should be back up and running in terms of power very, very quickly indeed. Not exactly over the moon at how long it's taken us to get this completely sorted, but that's fine. Right, and then we have a whole bunch of passengers that are waiting to travel. We should be able to sort that out as well with these two buses that we have here. Let's see if this actually works. Yeah, so 180 passengers. There we go, looking good. I'm kind of anticipating that there shouldn't really be any problems only having two buses on this route here, because I suspect that we'll be just fine with those numbers. Right. Fine. Alright. Yeah, the one thing that I didn't really factor into my equation is that the passenger shuttle bus also needs to carry a couple of workers, and yet it kind of isn't. So that means that coal processing and coal mining will need to be reworked in a little bit. But to be honest, I don't really think that there is a super easy fix. The super easy fix is legitimately just to not even increase the walking distance. It's just to get more people, right? It's just to get more people here. And maybe even more passenger shuttles. Yeah. I think it's straight up more passenger shuttles. Okay, is everyone able to get what they need? 107 workers without a job. I mean, look, that's kind of what you anticipate, right? It's kind of what you anticipate. That's what I certainly anticipated when we tried to move an entire gosh darn town. I will say, looks like we got some pretty good worker numbers here. Pretty happy with that on the whole. Now I feel like maybe we can view this line, and instead of doing worker deliveries from there to there, we can just instead maybe change this around and say Kolovskaysky bus stop 2 is the end point, and then we do like literally everyone at both ends. There we go, and we've now automatically reconfigured a line, and I don't think that I can be too dissatisfied with how that looks. Yeah, also the cement plant needs more people. Yeah, that was the problem. The cement plant had nobody working in it, and we've run out of cement in the dry bulk storage, which was the entirety of the problem. Okay, ruble loans are bad. The bridging loan is still there. We're doing fine for dollars. This is absolutely a-okay. Yeah, it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. Can I please pay off some of these super high value ruble loans? I'm gonna take out another 0.5 year long bridging loan. There we go, just to tide us over, to keep us liquid. We need a university here, dude. We need a university here. We are desperate for a Kolovskaysky university. What about a communist HQ, actually? I wonder if maybe that's something that we're interested in checking out. Also, let's change the worker pickup points. Change the worker pickup point to here, so that should help. I appreciate there are perhaps rather a large number of people waiting. I also appreciate that perhaps this bus stop isn't the greatest, but I also think that it would be much better if we had just throughput. There we go, look at that. Look at that. There we go. Now we're talking. Wonderful. That's looking much better. We've now got a nice circular bus route, much easier to drive around, and it looks like we are busting the queue, which is wonderful. Pretty darn happy with that. If we can sort out students, then we'll be just fine. Also, the alternative angle is that we just... Also, these figures I'm pretty sure are due to the fact that I have cheat mode enabled, but that's fine. Yeah, if we can sort out a university, then that would be pretty excellent. In fact, queuing up a university is like a big project for us to you know, dig our construction teeth into. Would be nice because, again, you know, we've got the steel, we can afford to do crazy stuff like this. I love the fact that I have the steel to do this stuff now. It's very exciting. Right, education related. I tell you what, it ain't too far off where it needs to be, is it? No, it's not. The only issue is that it is ridiculously irritating moving stone around in the fashion that I am continuing to do so. However, that being said, I kind of think that it's probably worth me doing it just so that I can actually say I'm doing edumacating in Kolovskaysky, because I do love me some edumacating. Without edumacation, everyone gets stupid. And I mean that both in a very metaphorical sense, but also a painfully literal sense. If you do not train your workers, then they cease to be resources. Truer words have never been said. Right. We're pretty much done here. We're pretty much done. I just need literally millimeters at each and every side here. Come on, there we go. Wonderful. Good stuff. Right, can I... Ooh, yes, please. That looks very good. In fact, it almost makes me wish I built a bigger bus platform in here. And I could build a bigger bus platform in this area somewhere if I wanted to. The fact that there is a massive hulking great power cable going through the center of this little neighborhood is, you know, perhaps leaves a little to be desired. It's perhaps not the idyllic Soviet town from that perspective. But I will say, you know, you can't be too unhappy with it. It's a, you know, it's a freaking neighborhood without pollution, and that's, to be honest, one of the most challenging things to do. There we go. Look at that. All right, that's a nice little access road, temporary access road. We have completely busted the queue. Let's untick students. There's no point in letting students accumulate at the bus stop. There is just no point. I don't know. Go help out, teach in school or something until the learning can properly, well and truly commence. Look at this. Look at this. We're actually making progress. We're actually making progress on our large coal power plant. Can you freaking believe it? How are we doing shifting all of this steel? How are we doing shifting all of this steel? Yeah, not bad, actually. Not bad. We got, like, what, 2.5 loads? 2.5 loads of steel off. And I tell you what, we are producing a ridiculously large amount of steel. That is for sure. We are managing to pay back a lot of our dollar loans. How's the bottom line looking? The bottom line is looking very good. Look at that. Over the course of July, we are doing great. We are doing real good. Holy cow, we're doing great. I don't think that I've auto-constructed anything. And to be honest, I'm pretty happy with how it's all looking. Even a little bit of border arbitrage to you know, turn dollars into rubles at a slightly less than optimal rate seems to be working out. Bauxite is still being exported in, I mean, huge amounts. In fact, it's such a large amount that I almost think maybe we could look at getting another bauxite processing facility. It's got me thinking crazy thoughts, that's for sure. The Bolshoi Alamon plant, it's a ways away, actually. Look at this. This has got to be the coolest. This has got to be the coolest thing that I've built in this series. It has to be, doesn't it? Yeah, this is all looking fine. Yeah, everything's looking good. And to be honest, I don't think that we've ever had a more stable power connection. This entire time, I don't think the power has gone down once, actually. Let's crank up the ruble export again of power. I think we had it set at like 9. Yeah, I think we had it set at like 9 megawatts there. Very cool. And also, can you believe it? We've actually almost finished our second freaking dam, which is ludicrous, actually, when you consider it. It's delightful. We're probably continuing to export a pretty significant chunk of bitumen here, which is great news because I need the rubles. It's very, very nice indeed. We're continuing to move steel from the western border to the Soviet border, which is still my favorite mechanic in this game, bar none, actually, bar none. I like that a lot. We finished our massive access road, which is going to allow for workers to be distributed to the hydro plant at lightning speed. I'm telling you, we're making this work. I mean, you wouldn't know from looking at the country that we are 16 million rubles in debt and 7 million dollars in debt. Although that being said, at the end of the day, look at that. We're halfway through the month and we've made almost 400,000 rubles and $200,000. What is happening? What is happening, ladies and gentlemen? What the heck is happening? Also, speaking of what the heck is happening, look at this. Look at this. Look at this, look at this rail construction drone thing. Rail builder. The little rail builder that could. It's built out all the way over here. Wow, that's not actually that impressive when you look at it from a distance. But, boy, that's... yeah. Go you. Okay. Sure. I want to make sure that it can continue to... I want to make sure that it can continue to do building operations for a good long time. There we go. So there we go. Build all of that. Wonderful. Let's get it all built. Let's get it all built, shall we? Oh my goodness, look at that. We've even finished the current stage of production on the large coal power plant. I cannot believe what's happening. We just crested $1 million for a second there. Holy cow. A heat exchanger. Heat exchangers aren't usually connected to the... No. Oh. It always has to happen at the end of episodes, doesn't it? It always has to happen at the end of episodes. There's no... There's no way. Oh, man. We can build a road out that way, but, I mean, that's not going to make any difference. Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll deal with this pain in the backside of a problem in the next episode. For now, comrades, that's been me, Obita Potato, playing Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. Thanks as ever to the fantastic support over on the Patreon page, patreon.com/Obita Potato. Thanks as ever to the fantastic comments that I get in the comment section of each and every video that I put up. It is really, genuinely, very much appreciated, and I read every single one of them, even if I don't respond. Thanks as ever to the fantastic support over on the Patreon, as I've already said. Thanks to Banana, Ananas, C-Senpai, and Aurelio for being the $325+ plus tier patrons. Thank you very much for watching, folks. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.